Binge the full week ad-free over at patreon.com/inspired disorder.
What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Paddington 2, the sequel to Paddington 1. You did not know there is, and it is a sequel that is amazing. I love Paddington 1. Paddington 2, obviously, I think it's like one of the best reviewed movies of all time, and I see why. If you loved Paddington 1, there's no reason why you wouldn't feel the same, if not more, love for Paddington in this follow-up. It was sweet. I love how everybody is so polite and charming. It's just it's a great movie. In this one, Paddington's trying to make some money to buy a gift for his aunt. But in the process of that, the book that he's trying to get ends up getting stolen, and in the process of trying to retrieve the stolen book, Paddington gets accused of the crime, accused of stealing this book. That's this really rare pop-up book of London that he wanted to send his aunt. She's always wanted to go to London, but never been able to get out of the jungle. So he was going to send this pop-up book as kind of a way for her to, imagine herself in London. And things didn't go well for Paddington, getting busted for this crime. And despite him being just such a joyous person, he ends up going to jail. Which if you've seen, if you're looking at the background, obviously he goes to jail. If you've seen any stills from this, it's not a big spoiler that he goes to jail or that this movie takes place a lot in jail. But this movie also shows the power of being nice, despite the fact that he goes to jail, just how sweet Paddington is to everybody, how just kind of endearing he is, and how just adorable he is, and how he tries to do good. He's just able to really find family wherever he goes, which is kind of a heartwarming part of this. I also really enjoyed the visual style of this film. Super heartwarming, but the visuals are like, it's doing a lot of things that a lot of, like it really has like a Wes Anderson kind of a feel. Like it feels like a director that's got a visual style and knows what he's doing, as opposed to like a lot of kids' movies just kind of have a generic kind of way to. They're not really doing anything interesting with the camera work or the shots. But in this one, I felt like they took it up a notch from the first Paddington, including the CG. I think the CG definitely looks a lot better in this sequel as well. But yeah, it's fun. So he goes to jail, and then you see the town. There's a lot of funny bits when he's trying to make money. He tries to be a window washer, which is funny. And it's just, all of those times where Paddington trying to do good. He worked in a barber shop as well. Like he tries to do good. He's trying. And every time he tries, it seems like he goofs up and fails, but he does it in an adorable way. So much like the slapstick comedy of like a Laurel and Hardy, but inside of a adorable little bear. But yeah, he goes into prison, and due to the cafeteria standings in that prison, the quality of food that's served in the cafeteria, Paddington's able to kind of get his foot in the door with trying to make friends, trying to help. I think what he finds the marmalade sandwich, and like finds out that Paddington knows how to make marmalade, so he's like brings him in to like do that. But then he finds out, it's the power of people, understanding that even in prison, it's also kind of a commentary on how prisons would be so much different if we treated humans like humans, and kind of came at it from a different perspective. But you see all these other people kind of offering their skills to help make the prison a better place, and it's it's fun to see the prison kind of evolve and change due to the influence of Paddington and his niceness, how polite and nice and sweet he is with his marmalade. And they end up making all kinds of candies and stuff like that. Um, Pierce Brosnan is the villain character in this. He kind of plays this failed actor that realizes that the pop-up book is basically like a treasure map where he's trying to find the treasure of the woman that wrote the pop-up book, because he's a failed actor and shortcuts are the way to go. But he uses his kind of costumes to make him disguised, to get away with his crimes, which is fun. The whole thing's fun. The town starts to fall apart when Paddington goes, because like the beginning of this movie, you're seeing Paddington kind of going. I don't remember where he's going specifically, but he leaves the house and he's kind of going on these different rides with different people as they're going through town, like helping them out and giving them breakfast and like just doing all these kind of little things where Paddington is helping out the town. So when he leaves, when he goes to jail, like the town feels it. But just a really sweet movie. The friends that he makes in prison, the kind of what he does, he ends up breaking out of prison with them, and this is like this whole thing to try and prove his innocence, and just a really fun kind of an action movie, in like action moments in this family film, but really heartfelt. The end of this movie, not the musical. There's a musical scene during the credits, but the end of this movie before the credits roll, it's a scene that I saw coming, but it hit me. It brought tears to my eyes. I cried during the end of this film, when you see kind of the resolution to everything. Um, but yeah, the just a really charming movie about like goodness, being good, the power of being good and being nice, and just like what you can do when people come together and and try to change things for good. 'Cause it's like it's amazing like how Paddington is really able to just kind of have these like families around him wherever he goes. He's just like brought in, and people want to love and protect and kind of feed off of his positivity. And it's super clear why this movie is so well regarded. It's just so sweet and so nice and funny. There's a lot of funny moments in this. There's yeah, just it's great from top to bottom. Really fun movie. Paddington 2. I highly recommend checking it out. I purchased both Paddington 1 and 2 through iTunes, but I would imagine at some point they will be available. I don't know what company produced this to know where it might end up. I want to say I've seen it on a streaming service like Netflix at one point, but I don't think it is at this point. But if it ever is, I recommend checking it out. I haven't seen. I also looked to see if there are any plans for Paddington 3, since Paddington 2 came out in 2017. And I don't see any, which is a bummer. I would love to see another Paddington movie. Maybe it's just not that same director. Maybe there is something in the works. But Paul King, who wrote and directed, I believe both of them, yeah, both of the Paddington movies, is not scheduled currently. He's working on a Wonka. He's pre-production for a Wonka movie, which is scheduled for 2023. Which that would be interesting to see a Willy Wonka movie by him versus um, Johnny Depp and whatever his face was. I forget that director's name offhand. But yeah, would love to see a Paddington 3. I don't know if I'd be as excited if anybody other than Paul King was involved, but you never know. It just an adorable movie and a fun little franchise, even if it is only two movies. It doesn't really leave it open, but I wouldn't mind seeing Paddington on another adventure. Maybe he goes on a family trip with the family that he's living with, and they go to America or something like that. They could easily do something to where shenanigans will happen, and Paddington gets in trouble, and everybody has to work together to get him out of it. But yeah, a really fun movie. Highly recommend checking it out. Buy it if you at all. It's a great movie to own if you don't want to wait for it to stream wherever it streams. But Paddington 2, check it out. Go get yourself some new cell phone service with $25 in credit when you sign up through my link, inspireddisorder.com/ting. Ting is amazing cell phone service where you only pay for what you use. Super low prices. Bring over your phone or buy a phone through them. But get yourself $25 in credit when you go through my link, inspireddisorder.com/ting. It's the same best coverage, same low rates, now with 3 coast-to-coast networks. inspireddisorder.com/ting. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Binge the full week ad-free over at patreon.com/inspireddisorder. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com and follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out.